The first three, known as WI, correspond to the device manufacturer's identifier. The last three blocks, also known as NIC, are the serial number or identifier of the device itself. In the case of brain tissue, the scientific literature is very profuse, and includes a multitude of experiments and tests with carbon nanotubes and graphene oxide nanosheets, to act as electrodes, capable of acting as bridges between neurons and stimulating their electrical activity, which makes it possible, de facto, to create artificial axons and influence the segregation of neurotransmitters. Presumably, this would make it possible to interfere with the proper functioning of a person's psyche, monitor the electrical conductivity of brain regions, alter behavior, thinking, conduct, and so on. It is the phenomenon observed in people inoculated with COVID-19 vaccines, whereby they emit MAC addresses over a Bluetooth wireless network. These MAC addresses, unlike those of a normal device, are characterized by having no known manufacturer identifier. In other words, they are unknown. This can be checked in any of the manufacturer's MAC databases. In this way, it can be discerned that the MAC address does not correspond to any electronics manufacturer. The human collective, inoculated with the presupposed content of the vaccines, would make it possible to exercise exhaustive control over human activity, health status, work performance, or academic performance, influenced by currents of thought and subliminal communication strategies, facilitate the acceptance of measures and laws that are unpopular or negative for the interests of the population, bend the will or any resistance to perform certain tasks or functions, or undesired tasks, reduce. In this section, we will carry out an exercise of imagination to try to identify the possible uses and applications of the intracorporeal network. So I will list them in the following. 1. Neurosurveillance. The disposition of carbon nanotubes and graphene nanosheets in the neural tissue would facilitate the monitoring of brain activity. Neuromodulation. It involves the interaction in the human psyche through the electrical modulation of one or multiple zones of the brain tissue, according to preconceived patterns. Neurostimulation. Closely related to neuromodulation, neurostimulation would be responsible for stimulating the segregation of neurotransmitters.